Hey everybody, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad that you're here. I will be working on Project Life 2021 using Ali Edwards' Stories by the Month kit. This one that I'm using I think is from last year, and I am going to wind up putting together two spreads. The second one is Studio Calico. So when I first put this spread and got everything together, I didn't know what I was going to use for the 4x6 card, and I decided on my favorite method, which is just a white piece of cardstock and then a block of journaling, and I'll just add a little bit of decorative detail with the ampersand journaling card. I'm just going to trim off a border for it. I also had the story or gratitude and goodness card. I had that one, but my journaling blocks wound up too big, so I'm going to fix that in a little bit. So I go ahead and put my journaling blocks down, and in these journaling blocks I just talk about how my kids had a short week this week with Veterans Day. My daughter did an amazing job with her folktale presentation. She is in a little wolf costume. I repurposed a headband, and she had to basically pretend to be the big bad wolf, and so I interviewed her in the backyard and I put it together so that way her classmates could see it, and she did a fantastic job, and I was just so proud of her. We also got a chance to go to the local fish hatchery with the salmon running. It starts about this time every year. And so we got to see some in the river, not necessarily the fish ladder, because there is a fish ladder that opens up. So since my journaling blocks for the gratitude goodness was too big, I decided to just get out some white cardstock and use the stamp gratitude goodness. And then the gratitude little blocks that I have are my friend came up to have dinner with me, and let's see what else. I wrote about my hair. I loved getting my hair. I felt like it was just a surefire way to always make me feel pampered. So I wrote about that. And I also wrote about how my kids really enjoy marble racetracks, and they got those out during this week, and I came home from the dinner out to my husband and kids playing with those, which was really fun to see. So I loved walking in on that sweet moment. I decided to continue the ampersand with adding a little border at the top. This also meant that I took out one of the journaling blocks and just set it off to the side, but I'm pretty sure it was just about a creative project that I had done that week. So I put a chipboard that says adore this season over on So Very Thankful, and then Just Love by my kids. I thought I'd put that up with my friend and the restaurant photo, but I felt like that chipboard was just too dark for that photo. So I'm going to go ahead and use these word strips that I just love. And if I could add them to every single photo, I would, because I love them so much. So I've got everything pretty much done. And what I'm going to do now is just take everything off the board and switch over to this next spread, which is Studio Calico. This is week 48 since I did 47 last Friday. And this 48 week is during our Thanksgiving break. So there wasn't a lot of photos. It was more of a slow-paced week, and we just had a lot of fun just hanging out around the house. Not this year. My daughter says this year we are having plans every day. She's like, we're doing something every day. And I'm like, okay. So not going to be the same kind of relaxing week, but that's okay. So on the Studio Calico card, it had grateful for and then even more grateful for. And so in the small grateful box, I just talked about how I'm obsessed with my neighbor's red oak tree, and it makes me ridiculously happy every fall to see it. And then the bigger box, I talked about how we took Oma to Encanto after Thanksgiving, and we had an amazing time seeing that movie. We loved all the songs, and it was just so much fun. Another little thing I journaled about was that photo of all of us sitting on the couch. That was how our weekend or our Sunday started off, sitting on the couch reading a book, which is my personal favorite way to start a weekend also talked about my kids and how keeping them busy this week involved nature walks and neighborhood walks, and also doing crazy things in the backyard, as you can see with that photo of them in the middle. Who knows what they were doing? I remember walking out there and my daughter had a piece of a palm tree and she was just dragging it across the yard. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to my project. You guys have fun. I am using this new stamp set that I got that has a bunch of really great title phrases, and I'm using it in various spots. So here's the story on the title card, this for the filler card, which says one day at a time, and then down at the bottom I used it for around here. I also grabbed a really old stamp set so that way I could stamp cozy on the photo of my daughter and I just attached it to the fall faves card, added in the week. I actually remembered this time, and now I can put both spreads into the album. And that's really how quick it is and how easy it is to put these spreads together. And I know I probably say that every week, but really most of the work is done with the journaling. So this is week 46 with Ali Edwards products, and now I'm going to go ahead and move those over so I can show you how week 48 looks. I just need to grab this page protector and punch a hole because, like I've said before, there has to be an extra middle hole basically for the page protectors that I get from scrapbook.com and the old Project Life protectors, because this album is from Hobby Lobby. It's super cheap and easy to get. Okay, so I'm stacking everything back in, putting everything in so you can see. I love how soft these cards made this spread, and there you go. I am done with November except for Thanksgiving. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.